Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence with Just Ask. Today's show, ladies and gentlemen, is what does your county official do? Hurry back and join us. Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence with Just Ask. Today's show, ladies and gentlemen, is what does your Wayne County official do? And we have Wayne County Clerk herself, Cathy M. Garrett. Good afternoon, Cathy.
Good afternoon, Marsha.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for finally inviting me.
Okay, and that's in the tape, so it's going to work just fine. Okay. Now, Cathy, I had to have you come join us because a lot of times people are somewhat confused about what different branches do in their offices and stuff. So we want to get more clarity from you as your position as the Wayne County Clerk and what goes on in your office. So let's start off with your role as the Wayne County Clerk.
Well, first I'd like to use the little corny title that I use. The roadmap to your life in Wayne County leads to the county clerk's office. Why do I say that, you ask? Simply because birth records, marriage license, not in this special order, but birth records, marriage license, divorce decrees, assumed names if you're opening up a business, gun permits, notaries, all of that is a part of the county clerk's office. Also, I am the clerk of the Third Circuit Court, which is criminal court, juvenile court, civil and family court. What that simply means is that before you can go to either one of those courtrooms, you or your attorney must process that through the county clerk's office. Once you get into that courtroom, that court clerk, he or she that sits beside the judge, that is the county clerk's office at your service also. And then after your court proceedings, we're responsible for maintaining all of those records from them. Also, if you need in later years to go back, we're responsible for archiving those records. If for some reason you need to go pay a bond payment, that too is the county clerk's office at your service. Also,
I mean, wait a minute. Do you?
I'm giving you the abbreviated version.
That's the
I know we only got a little while.
Oh, so. No, you got a long while, but all those things are under you.
Right.
Under your office.
Right.
Why? I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm like, first of all, I was just, in awe hearing about the different things, birth certificate, death certificate, gun permits,
marriage license,
notary. Then when you said about going to the courthouse, the things you have to have for the courthouse. Now, I didn't know that part. So let's go back to that just for 1 second. What is it when a person, knowing that they're going to court, they have to come to your office before going to court?
Either one of those courts. If it's criminal court, juvenile court, family or civil court, you or your attorney would have to start at the clerk's office to even get your, you'd have to, how do I say that so that you would have to file your motion to get into those specific courtrooms. So yeah, there's no way to have any type of trial or hearing without first going to the county clerk's office.
Wow. All right. Now that part I wasn't familiar with in your office. Okay. And so so you were saying.
So the next part, so abbreviated version, our vital statistics, then the clerk of the Third Circuit Court. Also, I am the chief elections official for the entire county of Wayne, which is 34 cities and 9 townships. We are the largest county in the state of Michigan. So being the chief election official for the county, at the point that individuals decide that they're going to run for a county or a city position, a candidate for either one of those positions, You'd have to come to the county clerk's office, not for the city, but for, say, county clerk, sheriff, blah, 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 all of those county. You come to the county clerk's office to apply. But for all candidates that are running for office, your campaign finance records are handled through the county clerk's office to make sure that that candidate or their committee is in compliance with the campaign finance law.
Wow.
So also that once you are elected, for any reason, there's a recount. There's someone saying you didn't really get elected. That process starts with the county clerk's office, and we run that recount. Also, if there is a recall, if someone says they are not satisfied with your leadership as an elected official, you have to come to the county clerk's office to start that process. That's for elections, and so like I said, campaign finance, to file to run, for recalls, recounts, all of that is a part of the elections division. We also have a personal protection order division. Of course, you can go to your local police station. However, it comes right back to the county clerk's office for you to be processed, to go to the court so that the judge can hear why you feel
You
that
need a personal. So a person normally goes to the police station and say, I need a, is it a PPO?
personal protection order.
Okay, so I need a PPO, and they actually file it there, but it's actually,
Most cases, no.
Okay.
That's an option, but as a rule, you come to the county clerk's office. But after hours, you would go to the police station, but they're going to have you during business hours come to the county clerk's
okay,
office.
how many people actually know that they can come to the county office? I mean, I don't know, so I've never had a protection order, so I'm just saying, is it a large volume of people that know and come automatically to?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And then set aside from you finally allowing me to come on your
Okay.
show.
Just gonna say that again.
For all
Okay.
the years that I have been the clerk, I've made it my mission to be out in the community, and I have a team of people because, again, it's 43 communities
yeah.
within Wayne County. So, yeah, we
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm learning something along the way too, so that our viewers will understand that hey, your office holds a variety of
everything about your life in Wayne County.
Yes, yes. And all the time, I just thought, okay, you go down there and get your marriage license, you go down there and get the death certificate, you go down there. Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything. And then speaking of marriages as well, you know that we do private ceremonies as well as mass ceremonies. So for your viewing audience, there's no reason to go to Ohio. You could come to you could come to the county clerk's office in the county which you live in. So
Okay. So we don't have to go to Ohio no more.
don't go to Ohio.
Okay. Okay. But are there set days and times for that though?
Well, and you know what? Since the pandemic, we're just getting back up to that, and that'll be something to announce. But the plan is effective in April, any day of the week, Monday through Friday, from 10 to 4, you can come down and get married same day.
Okay.
No waiting period.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, with that, we're going to take a break. And ladies and gentlemen, she ran off everything so smoothly. We'll be right back with some more Wayne County information. Okay. We'll be right back.
I try to keep up with what these young people is doing and knowing.
I was at work and I just got a text from a number that I didn't know.
I sent him a text. He texts me back and say, "Who dis?" And I just thought that was the funniest thing.
The next few weeks, she just made fun of me, like would answer the door and say, "Who dis?"
Who dis?
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
And welcome back to the show. Now, if those of you who just now joining us, we have Cathy M. Garrett, Wayne County Clerk, and she gave a wealth of information, so we're going to ask her a few more questions, okay? Because this is what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. You're at home, you have questions, you never know who you're going to see on the Just Ask Talk Show, and when you do, you say, I've been wanting to know that for a long time. So we're also going to bring up some numbers and everything for you in case you have to call the Wayne County Clerk's office. So, one of the questions I wanted to ask you, how many staff members do you have for all those cities and all those jobs? How many staff members are?
270.
You keep up with 270 people? Okay. All
Well,
right.
wait a minute. I don't keep up with them. Overall, I do.
Okay.
But of course, we have managers and supervisors and administrators. So, but definitely do I get engaged? Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So what's the most rewarding part about your job?
I think the people internally and externally, and I'm sure your parents probably said this to you, treat people the way you want to be treated. So that's the way that's my day to day, and I'm blessed to have a staff of individuals that seem like their parents told them that also. So to be able to defy what people normally think about public service, and to do things to make it better for the internal customer, which is the staff, as well as the external customer. So just making sure that the office runs the way I would want to be treated.
That's true. That's true. I wanted to ask you something about Vital Check. What is Vital Check? I know we have something we want to bring up, but what is Vital Check?
Vital Check is pretty much like a third party that is a company that where you can order your documents, those that I went over, online, and it's a third party vendor.
Okay, okay. So for those who can't get to the, is everything online, or you actually come to the office and still order things too?
You come to the office and
Okay.
order, but for those, and Vital Check really start being a vehicle that was used during the pandemic. Even though we were open every day during the pandemic, but for those that were still too skittish, that didn't want to come out, Vital Check was another option.
Okay, so on our screen we have, PowerPoint of your Vital Check listing. So you can get birth certificates, death certificates, marriage certificates, and divorce certificates. Anything else adjoining that?
That's pretty much it.
Okay. Okay. All right, pretty good. And so, and a lot of people are always concerned about, you guys have a call center.
We do.
Okay, now that's important. So we really want to get some information about, your call center, and here it is. Okay, so with the call center directory, tell us a little bit about that.
And pretty much the call center is the vehicle for everything that I named that we do in the county clerk's office. But there's individuals there that can help navigate you to the right number if you don't have it, or assist with making appointments for you online, because of course there are individuals that are not technologically savvy.
Correct.
So that's why we still have the human touch there to help you, and pretty much that's just your navigator.
Okay, so the call center information line at 313-967-6938 number.
Correct.
That's the general number that you can call and get connected to any department that you're interested in.
Exactly.
Okay, and that's great because, when somebody, elderly person needs some assistance and somebody
Why you point to me? Okay.
Okay, I'll point to myself. As a aging person, somebody would say, well, I don't know about going online. I'm not computer savvy, and that's what we normally hear somebody say, go online.
Exactly.
Okay, so you guys have it where there's a call center, or you can go online. Will there be any Saturdays? Did you guys ever have Saturday service, or will there ever be Saturday service?
Periodic, not on a consistent basis.
Okay.
Periodically, we have what we call Super Saturdays, but those are broadcast far enough in advance. And I know we did that for maybe a couple of months for our concealed license permits. But we might have some Super Saturdays coming up.
Okay. All right. Called Super Saturdays.
Super Saturdays.
Okay,
That's
and-
catchy, right?
That is catchy.
Okay.
It's very much catchy. Okay, so we left that up for a minute so that people can actually get the number off of there just in case. But for those of you, who missed the screen with the number on there, remember it's 313-967-6938. Okay, and you have your website up there, clerkhelp@waynecounty.com. All right. Okay.
Any questions that you have, there's individuals that check that email address daily.
Okay. All right. That sounds great. That sounds really great. So, like you said, you're not going to promise those Saturdays, but when the Saturdays come, they are what? You guys publicly announce them and people just hear about it? Because people will be shocked to know that they can get some service on Saturday.
Right. We publicly announce it, and as well as it being on the website, but nothing would be like, okay, we're open far enough in advance the public would know.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to ask the question again. Can I order my vital records without coming? I can order my vital records online, but can I also order my vital records in the office?
Yeah, if you're there, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I can get my birth certificate, My dad, but because online it takes a longer period, doesn't it?
It is, and I
Okay.
think because Vital Check is broad-based, and I'm sure because it's third party, I don't know their inner workings, but, and maybe they do have someone just assigned to Wayne County, but you can't beat coming in and getting the great customer service that we provide, and then also because of the pandemic, and this process has seemed to work very well for us, appointments, where you're in and you're out. So appointments, make an appointment online, waynecounty.com, access the clerk, and you'll see the drop down where you're able to make an appointment.
That's the computer savvy folks.
Yeah,
They
and
can-
if not,
Okay.
call that
I'm-
967-6938.
Okay, I was going to ask you, can a person, who's unable to utilize the computer, can they call and make an appointment? All right. So when they make an appointment, they have a time that they're supposed to come to the office.
Correct.
Okay, and where's your office located? I know you guys have moved or something.
For our vital statistics, it's 400 Monroe, and for familiarity reasons, Fishbones Restaurant in Greektown.
Downstairs. Okay.
Yeah. Yep, and we're on the 6th floor.
I've been there. It is beautiful. It is really beautiful. It's peaceful too.
I
Very
think so.
peaceful, and it's not congested. Okay, so I had to come there and help a friend out with some information, and I was telling somebody that when they pick colors for buildings, it's a reason, and so that beautiful mauve green you guys have is a very soothing color.
Thank you for noticing.
I did, because they say Pepto-Bismol pink stands for something else. I forgot, sick or whatever. But that mauve green is just like real soothing and comfort and spacious and clean, all right, and orderly.
All of that was intentional.
Okay,
See, and you got it.
I did. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to know, if you have to go there, you're going to have a good experience, because I had to go there with a friend of mine. I was able to get in and get out. We got our service taken care of it, but we didn't have an appointment. But
we don't turn people away,
Okay.
but the preference is that you have an appointment, and we also have, I call them intake specialists, to make sure before you get into the inner office and have a seat, to make sure you have everything that you are supposed to have, so that you're not wasting your time.
Okay. Now, what about bilingual?
Well, we're working on that.
Okay. So there are some services that some of the people come through, Hispanic, Arabic, or whatever. Would they have to need an interpreter with them?
Normally, they do bring someone with them, and that's suggested, but we have Hispanic employees as well as the Arabic-speaking employees. But as a rule, they bring them with them.
Right. And I learned that from state office.
Of
so.
course.
Okay. All right. So can
Public servant,
Public
yes.
servant. Okay. So we're going to go to break, ladies and gentlemen. And not only do we have fun at Just Ask, but we mean well when we provide this information for you. Okay. So we'll be right back. Get your pen and paper out. We'll be back.
If you store your guns properly,
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
And I won't have to tell my kids, this isn't a drill.
Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Always lock it up.
This isn't a workout video. It's about how LLS has helped blood cancer patients like me thrive, and how your donation can help countless others. Please give today at LLS.org.
And welcome back to the Lance Hampton Show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am having a good time with my dear friend Cathy Garrett from Wayne County Clerk. But in the same breath, we're serious about the business here, so that we want to educate you all about the different services that are provided at the Wayne County's office. So, Cathy, I didn't want to overlook anything, but what is a CPL?
Concealed pistol license.
Okay. And at your office, what do you guys do for persons with a CPL?
Well, for the residents of Wayne County, of course, they would have to go to a course, an 8-hour course, to get that certificate. Once they have received their certificate, they'd make an appointment, come down to the clerk's office, fill out the application, swear that all of it is true, provide that certificate, and then what's different with the Wayne County Clerk's office, we fingerprint you as well. So it's a one-stop, slim process, but that's it. Pay your money,
all right,
get fingerprinted, and then
so all that information stays on file there with you guys in case something happens.
and it goes, when you get fingerprinted, that goes to the state. So the state police does the, the background check from the fingerprints, but yeah.
Okay, okay.
I'm the record keeper.
You are.
I am the
Okay.
record keeper.
You are, yeah. Now, post-COVID, is that how the call center actually came about? Because I know everything at one point in time was like, come down to the office, come down to the office. So post-COVID, is that where the call center evolved?
It was necessary. It evolved, and it turned out to be, I think, a win-win for the staff as well as the customer or the constituents, because during COVID, I think the county was shut down maybe from March until May. I think it was the first part of May. Oh, wow. So a lot of the staff wasn't there, even though we were open all 5 days, regular hours. So that made it easier for people to call, and so we just made it a broader based call center. So yes.
But the call center is not 24 hours?
Absolutely not.
Okay, you know.
That would be great.
Right.
But it's not.
Right. Somebody want to know in the middle of the night, you know,
Yeah.
can I make an appointment to come in the next morning?
Don't think
Okay.
voicemails aren't left in the middle of the night.
Okay.
So.
I knew there was some voicemails in there. I did. I knew there was some voicemails.
Emails. So.
Okay. So what is you guys' relationship with the juvenile justice system, though? I didn't get that.
The court part of it.
Okay.
So anything that one of the young people would have to go to court for, again, we're the keeper of the record. So anything relevant to that, that's what, and the staff is there.
And
so.
it all ties in together.
It does.
Okay. We're going to bring that that flyer up one more time with the call center directory, because I want everybody to be prepared if they need to, you know, make an appointment to come by there or to get some information. I do know the number. I'm looking at it, 313-967-6938, and that's the call center number. And then you have your email, clerkhelp@waynecounty.com. So that's the one people should use if they want to do it online.
If they have any questions or whatever online.
Do you guys have a chat line too? Is there a chat?
Okay, now.
Oh, well, I just asked.
The county is getting there, but they're not there yet.
Okay, well, you know, some people do feel like, you know, oh, I don't want to talk to them. I just want to do a chat. I don't like chat, but okay. And I'm no AI if I can help it. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are listening and watching the show, I hope you see this screen here showing the call center directory and all the different services that are available at the call center directory, and some. Okay, in case you missed the list that Ms. Garrett gave. The list was long, but it was very good. Okay, so do keep in mind you can call them Monday through Friday.
Yes.
Okay.
8 to 4:30.
8 to 4:30. All righty. And so I wanted to ask you this. Now, do you guys go out to public events and talk to like town hall meetings or groups and things like that, so people?
Anywhere that we're invited, we do so.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you were invited here today.
Yeah,
so
finally.
So that was a good thing you were invited here today, and we got it all out, everything. Okay. Anything you want to tell us, you know, in particular, Cathy, that we should know or that the public doesn't know?
No, and pretty much just keeping in mind the keeper of the records, all facets of your life. That's what your county clerk does for you, or your county clerk's office, and putting it in the frame of 43 communities, 34 cities, 9 townships. We have all of your information from birth to death.
And Wayne County is the largest county.
It is.
Okay, so that's why it's so many cities within that county.
Correct.
Wow. Do you guys actually meet with the other county officials, such as yourself, like, you know, Oakland County, Macomb County? Do you guys actually come together and?
There's a county clerk association, and for all 83 counties in the state of Michigan, all of those county clerks, there's conferences throughout the year.
But you all may not do exactly the same.
It's amazing. We do not.
You know, that's the thing.
We do not.
Right. When someone watches the show, today we're talking to you and you're representing Wayne County. Okay. We'll do the show again for another county and they'll tell us something slightly different, of course. But it is amazing that the services are not across the board no matter where we go.
Some of the larger ones, say for instance, if you go to Oakland County, they'll be the same from the county clerk part of the office, but your Oakland County clerk is also the register of deeds. So in Wayne County, we have a register of deeds, but it's because of population as well. So yeah, but the larger counties, we do the same, but not on the broad scale that Wayne County does. And then they also have the Register of Deeds component.
Okay. So your office doesn't handle the register of
No.
deeds? Okay, okay. A lot of people be concerned about that. Like, I got to get a copy of my deed and I got to register it over here. I mean, I actually went to the building. I had to come to your office first. Then I got something. Then I had to go downstairs to another floor. And
But
this
it
and
was
that.
convenient, all in
It
one
was
office.
called One Stop Shop.
Right.
I got it.
And then if I can say what's so important, I believe is May, that with the Secretary of State, as far as, what do they call it?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. The enhanced driver's
that.
license.
Okay.
So I think that's beginning in May. So what
is.
we're being inundated with now is individuals that need their birth certificate. And if you got married and changed your last name, I did not, you need your marriage license for those that did do a name change, because it would be different than the birth certificate.
So, you know what? Now, with that being said, because we won't start panicking until May, okay, or they'll start announcing
That's
it.
going to be some of our Super Saturdays, though.
Oh, great.
To
Okay.
make sure that
All right.
you don't, okay, now you have the opportunity to come on a Saturday and get those documents. Don't panic when May comes,
Right.
Marcia.
So wait a minute. So it starts in May, but you're telling us now. I ain't gonna tell you what month it is, but the show's gonna air a couple of times so that people will be prepared. Now, if that situation takes place in May, does that mean the call center will start in April or it will start in May?
What are you talking about?
When people can start preparing for this big breakdown about I got to get this enhanced license.
Yeah, but that's with the Secretary of State. For us, for the county clerk, so you can get your birth certificate, marriage license, or whatever, we're going to start that like Saturdays in April.
See, that's what I was getting at.
in April.
Did you hear what she said? She said, "What are you talking about?" Okay,
Yeah,
I got it.
was trying to follow you.
Okay, I was trying
It's
to follow
only
you.
your show.
I was just, I was trying to follow you, but I got it. I got it. Okay. And so, and that's good to know. I'm glad you said that because we had no idea, and I do know that people will start to panic, and all of a sudden we got to get this enhanced license, and the young people, I don't know what they're going to do with, their 18, 20-year-old. Are they obligated to get enhanced license too? Or
I believe it's anyone that has a driver's license.
Okay, that's driver's license, not state ID.
Right, driver's license.
Okay, so state ID is not affected by that.
And I'm not trying to take the Secretary of State's office.
Okay.
It's just the fact that I know at this point that's a lot of the appointments that we're getting because individuals need those documents to get their enhanced driver's license.
Okay, great. Well, Cathy M. Garrett, would you come back and join us again?
Is it going to take this long for you to invite me?
No.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I had a blast with Cathy Garrett, Wayne County Clerk. So if you have a question, please give us a call. You know how we do, 1-800-323-5336. Or you can see the information at the end of the show, justasktalkshow.org. I'm your host, Marsha Florence, for Just Ask. And what do I always say? If you have a question about a person with a disability or just a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. I'm your host.